Here we go. Get the jingle going, and Bob, I'll invite you up, okay? This is how we do, this is kind of the routine.
The Ironhead Chat Show.
Today's guest is Bob Lambert. He comes from here in the States, believe Nashville. I think he's from Nashville in Tennessee. And we're in the same time zone, which this is really cool. But he sings country, and he takes sometimes pop songs and he makes them sound more country, his style, which are really cool. He has his original music as well. And so we're going to talk to him on the Chat and Chill Show. Here we go. All right, Bob, I'm going to invite. Let me see if I can find you. Oh, my. Where'd he go? Oh, there he is. Whole bunch of people popped up, and I had to find. Oh, I got to change the format, the boxes. Okay, hold on. I can do that while he's getting on here. Hold on. It's grid. I got to go back to grid, and I have to click switch. Yeah, bear with me for just a minute, people. I'm on the struggle bus, apparently, and I got to turn that off. And I have to do each step, and I have to accept it. So there we are. We're ready now, Bob. Yeah.
All right.
All you have to do.
I don't know. I haven't get the camera. Let me see if I can.
Okay. So if you click on your box, you'll see some little symbols. One will be like looks like a microphone. One will look like a camera. You click on the one that looks like a camera, and that should turn it on.
Okay.
It's different going from being a host to being a guest. Yay, he's here.
All right. We're here.
Yeah. Hey, this is Bob Lambert. And, I kind of gave him a sneak peek. I always ask, the first question of every guest is what time zone you're in, because we're all in different time zones. And you are in Central time zone, the same as I am.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. So
I'm in Centerville, which is about 50 miles southwest of Nashville.
yeah, I thought you were near Nashville in Tennessee.
Mhm.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. Well, let's welcome him in. Thank you. Thank you for using those emotes there, Tiffy. Very nice. Yeah. So the first question I always ask was the time zone, because we're from all over the world. I saw Patrick was here. He's from way over in Europe. I saw Cool's here. He's from the UK. I saw M and Robert, and they're all from. So we're from all over the place. So some people are here from the States. It just
Where are you
varies.
from, actually?
I'm near St. Louis, actually.
St. Louis. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I am a Yankee.
Hey, that's not a problem with me. I'm
Okay.
actually
Unfortunately,
originally from Chicago.
oh, okay. Unfortunately, I'm a Yankee, but if you ask my daughter, Little Ironhead, who's down there in the chat, when we go down south for any kind of, like travel or whatever, I'll start getting the drawback, because I did live down
Mhm.
south for a while. And she'll be like, Mom, you're talking funny. When she was a kid, she said, Mom, you're talking funny. I'm like, I can't help it. It just goes in. It just does.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Anytime
Yeah.
you're in an area, we kind of tend to take on that
Right.
persona, I guess. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. So, let's tell people what you do. You have shows here on TikTok. I believe
Okay,
they're on mornings and nights. Can you tell us the times on those?
sure. We come on every morning at 8 a.m. and we stay till 10. That's a 2-hour show.
Hmm.
And then we come back in at 7 p.m. and then stay until 9 p.m. So
Okay.
I play about 4 hours
4 hours a day. He's on 4 hours a day. That's commitment,
a
folks.
day.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
kind of funny. I said, well, when I get 1,000, I'll go live. I got 1,000. I said, nah, I'm not ready. And then I said, well, when I get to 5,000, I'll go live. And I got to 5,000. I still wasn't ready. And
I
then
hear you.
I got to 10,000. I said, okay, I'm going to go live. I'm going to do it. I did one show and I was hooked. So
Wow. Yeah, I when I got my first 1,000, I'm like, I'm gonna do it, and then like, no, it's you come up with all kinds of excuses, and then
right.
eventually, once you do it, you're okay. You're like, well, I got this, I can do it.
Exactly. You start feeling more comfortable.
Unless you're
But
like me, I forgot to set the goal today.
there you go. But we just kind of started off doing some country music, and I realized that I couldn't keep up with the comments as they rolled through.
Uh-huh.
Either my eyes were bad or however
It's
you might
hard.
see the comment, but you can't see who said it.
Right.
And I asked Kathy to interact, and she started coming down and sitting with me and started reading the comments out, and it just seemed like it just took off. People just seemed to really like
Yeah, I do. I've caught your shows. Sometimes I've caught them in the morning. Sometimes I've caught them whenever I can.
it. Yeah,
And I love it because she's always reading it and she's like saying this person's in the house or that person's in the house and she'll read the
right,
comment
right.
and it just makes you feel like you're home. Like
Yeah,
whenever you go to their lives, you feel like you're just home and you have people there who welcome you in. It's very warm and caring environment. So
yes. Mm-hmm.
if you enjoy that kind of music and that kind of hospitality, definitely check out their lives because
Yeah,
they are nice.
my experience has been really good on TikTok. I've had very little, if we use the term troll interaction.
Yes.
I don't know if there's a more politically correct term used, but people that sometimes you're just going to have people that want to come in and stir something up or
Oh
cause
yeah. Oh
trouble.
yeah. They want to
And
stir the pot.
we've got a firm policy. All we do is we just try to smother them with love. And just say I'm not going to get in an argument with somebody on the internet. That's for
Right.
Facebook. That's for over on
Oh yeah. Oh
Facebook.
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You're right. Definitely.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right. Well, you carry on with your questions. I'll
Oh,
just
and
talk.
that's fine. No, 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 that's fine. You're perfectly fine. I agree with you on that. So you do, and even here on Chat and Chill. For the people that don't know, and most people in the chat, they've been here before, they know. I'm Ironhead_66, the host. Our guest today is Bob Lambert. Sometimes we do get people come in here and they want to stir the pot. And my moderators, just to let you know, if you're one of those, I have some very good mods in here who will take care of business. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
They have my
Well,
back, and I
I
appreciate it.
actually had to block the first person I had blocked on TikTok since I've gotten on here. I've been on here about 5 or 6 years now, maybe
Uh-huh.
7. I'm not really keeping up, but this one came in, but not to get off on that, but it just started coming back every morning, every morning.
Oh,
We
oh
said,
yeah, they'll come back for more. Oh
hmm
yeah.
so I
Uh-huh.
just I blocked my very first one this morning. I still don't feel good about it, but
Oh, I feel the same way. I mean,
yeah,
I don't like to block someone, but I will if I have to.
right,
Yeah.
right, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
you have to, I guess. Well, you
Yeah.
have to.
Sometimes you don't have a choice.
I see
But
Miss Maddie Knowles in the house. She's one of my
yes.
regulars.
Oh,
That
yes. Thank you for coming, Maddie. I will say this to you before I ask the next question. One of the first lives I ever went to, our friend, we have a mutual friend, Lucky Moon 2020, said, "Hey,
okay.
you should check out Bob sometime." And I'm like, "Okay, yeah, I like a tip." And so it was really raining badly here. It was just like storming, and my dog gets petrified of storms. And, it was just kind of an uneasy feeling. And I turned you on and I was listening to your live and it calmed us down. So I want to
Well,
say thank you for that because
well, thank you so much.
it just
Uh,
makes you feel like, okay, we're going to get through this. It'll be fine.
what we try to do is just try to be genuine. Now, I'll mess up a
Yeah,
song. I might mess up today when I do a song,
it's all
but
right. It's
I'll
fine.
mess up and I'll just keep on going because guess what? Everybody messes up,
Absolutely.
and I'm the same as everybody else, And the only thing special about me is what God gives me, and
There you go.
that's the way I look at it.
So you told us about your lives that you're on twice a day. You're in the morning and at night for
Mhm.
people. So let's talk about the style of music. You primarily
Okay.
do country, correct?
Yes.
But
Hmm.
sometimes you've taken pop songs that people might recognize and make it your style with a kind of a country twist to it. Like one of
Yeah.
my favorites you do is Stuck on You. When you sing
Yes.
that one by Lionel Richie, I'm like, you have other ones. You did a Jackson Brown one, I think I've heard. I
Yeah.
forgot the
These
name of
days.
it.
These
Yeah,
days.
you have some of them you do that and I'm like, I know that song. Where do I know that song from? I know that song and then it hits me and I'm like, "Oh, wow. I'm
Yeah. I like
impressed."
to. I don't do that. I don't do it consciously. I don't make these songs country consciously. I just do them the
You're
way
just
that I
doing
feel
you.
'em. Yeah, I
You're
just do
doing
them the
you.
way I feel 'em. And
And they
in
kind,
fact,
yeah,
on my live today, we were talking about, people who sing and perform. And with any, I told somebody one of the best tips I could probably give anybody would be to try to relate the words in the song to something that's happened in your own life. And then when you
exactly.
can pull back on that while you're delivering the line, it makes it more real.
Oh
But that's
yeah,
just, that's
yeah,
just from an old country
yeah.
boy.
So for somebody like myself, and I hear it, I'm like, oh, he tipped that song and made it sound country. But I do know it's you. You're doing you, which you're saying
Yeah.
you're the, you can't take the country out of the boy because you're a country boy, and that's okay.
Yes. Yeah.
I've lived down south too, so I do know.
All
In the
right. All
in
right.
neighboring state, I used to live in Kentucky for a while with
Okay. All
yeah,
right.
but my neighbors were from Tennessee, and I used to go, that accent's just a little like what that's different. So yeah, I can when in
You
Rome,
know,
I can do any of them. Apparently, well,
it was a big culture change. I moved
it
here
is
in 1967 from Chicago. I
okay.
was
Oh
11
yeah,
years old, and
okay.
we went to a school there that took up a whole city block.
Oh
And
yeah.
then when we came down here, the school was a four-room old schoolhouse that had two grades in each room.
Mm-hmm.
So you talk about and called you in and out from recess with a cowbell.
Oh
Literally,
wow, wow.
they'd bring
That
a cowbell.
is a
So
culture shock.
it was a big culture change, but I think it happened at just the right age. At 11 years old, I was able to
Yeah, you could adapt.
make the change. You can't hardly hear any Yankee in me at all.
No, no, I don't hear any Yankee in you. Um, but I hear that little Tennessee twang in you. So you
Yes,
adapt
yeah.
it. Yes.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
something about
definitely.
growing up here. I've been here now since 1967, so that's around 55 years or so. That
About as
so
many years as I've been alive.
yeah, I used to say a thing that when I've been here 50 years, that I was a full-fledged Tennessean now because I'm telling you, we moved here in the 60s. It was you were definitely treated like an outsider. I'd say that's the
Yeah.
little Yankee boys over there. And,
When I lived in Kentucky, I got told every day I was a Yankee.
exactly,
I get
exactly.
it until you get, they're like,
Mhm.
"Oh, you're okay now." But
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I figure after 50 years, you're officially a Tennessean.
There you go. There you go. I get it. I
Yeah.
totally understand. I do feel
All
you
right.
on that. So you do you. So you have original music as well?
I do. I have one song that actually got on the radio, which was called "Wrong One Right." I got to debut that one on the Grand Ole Opry at Driving on the
That
Tory.
I was going to talk to you about that. Your profile picture. When I
Yes.
look at your profile picture and I see the letters behind you, I'm like, I recognize that. I've been there
Yeah,
before.
yeah, yeah. There's been a lot of people that, of course, anybody can take a tour through the Grand
Oh
Ole
yeah, I
Opry and
did the
get their
tour
picture
part of it, and
taken.
yeah.
But and then of course I've been accused by a lot of people. That's what I what I did. But I do have the video on my page to back it up of
Okay.
my performance, and it was debuting. Of course, I'd already had it on the radio, but me to do a live performance, I was able to do it, debut my own original song. There's a whole story about that as well with Mr.
Okay.
Mike Snyder.
So if you want to know more about that, you're saying to check out to follow
Yeah, yeah.
you,
Come in.
and you can
Yeah,
check
just
out
come
it.
and check out
Yeah,
my live
yeah,
show, and we
and check out his
discuss.
live. Yeah.
We leave our conversations open to whatever anybody suggests. When somebody will bring or whatever crossed my mind, really, which is a little dangerous, but
It just makes me feel like I'm sitting on the front porch and on a rocker and just, like you play whatever you feel like you're going to play. And it's very welcoming to
well,
be
thank
at
you,
your
thank
live.
you.
I do
We
appreciate
try
when
and
I
keep
go.
it like that. We'll have people that, in fact, my brother-in-law, Kathy's brother, he comes in all the time. He's old for it. I know you've probably seen him in there, and he's a great guy. He's also a guitar picker, but he'll come up with the off the wall stuff. He'll come, "You doing any Led Zeppelin today?" Or,
Oh yeah,
but
occasionally I've seen one want you to do Metallica or something, and I'm like,
yes, right, exactly.
do
Of
you
course, they know you're
realize
not gonna. They
that
know
this
I'm not
is
gonna do that. God, pardon me, go ahead.
Really? Like, yeah, well, yeah, But hey, sweetie queens, welcome in. So I have to ask one more question because Suze is already wanting you to play. I already saw that.
Okay.
So hold on, Suze. Um, we got this, okay? Just bear with me. Just another question for sure, okay?
Okay.
Are you on any major platforms like your music? Can we find it on
You
Apple
can.
or Spotify or any of those places?
No, I've never done that. I've just always played my music, and it's pretty much free if anybody wants it. It's on Reverb Nation. Is one of the platforms I put it on years ago.
Uh
And me
huh.
and Kathy have talked. We've talked. I have a lot of people that's asking me to do another CD
Uh
because they
huh.
would like to have some music, and we're
Yeah.
discussing it. It's like it's such a big investment to go, and then if you would think, well, you could sell a bunch, and then you might get 100. You might sell 100, and
Right.
you had to order 1,000. So,
Right.
and I
Right.
just don't have a place to store
Now,
that stuff.
I know a lot of creators start out putting their music on something called Bandcamp. And I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
don't don't know how hard or easy that is, but I do hear them talk about it. And then cool, I know he's driving. He can't really respond today. But
Okay.
he just put original song up on Apple and I think he said it wasn't too bad to do. So I don't know.
Yeah, I
Maybe
think
that might be
actually,
cool.
yeah, I might actually look into that. I have, like I said, I'm not real internet savvy, believe it or not.
Oh, I
And
I I, un- I understand.
the
I
whole
do.
reason I'm on TikTok was back about 7 years ago. My grandson was doing these little skits where you play two people, and he would talk from this side, and then he would talk from that side, and or the camera would flip, and he would play both parts. And I thought, well, those are just the cutest thing. And so I,
Uh-huh.
I downloaded TikTok so I could watch his little videos, and I guess I was on here idle for 2 years and basically just every now and then come in and check it out. Didn't
Uh-huh.
even know how to put anything on TikTok, and then I finally got interested enough to start checking it out, and decided I would use TikTok as a music platform. So I've been doing basically promoting my music. I did one thing, and you can verify this.
Mhm.
Anytime I've made a friend with somebody, I will send them a private message that says, "Hello, my friend. Thank you so much for the follow. If you like country music, please come check my page out." And I don't know if it's helped or if it's not helped, but I imagine every message everybody gets, they want you to mark it safe. You know how they are with
Oh,
TikTok.
oh
So
yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah, they automatically almost steer somebody off. But I try to keep everything on an even level when I'm talking with people.
Mhm.
I don't try to put myself above anybody. I
Well,
just
that's good. That's good.
well,
That's why your shows are so genuine. So I
well
know
that's we try to keep it real. We do
Susan
try.
in the chat is getting impatient. I just saw something that popped up. So she would like to hear one of your original songs.
She wants to hear original. Okay,
Yeah.
all right,
Could we hear one, please?
sure, not a problem.
Okay.
This would be the one that I played on the Grand Ole Opry. It's the one that I got on the radio for a little while. The funny thing about this original song is, as a songwriter, a lot of times we'll spend days and weeks and sometimes even years writing songs. And
Oh
this
yeah.
song was not the case. I wrote this in 30 minutes. and,
Okay, here we
I've
go.
done, and I've done more with it than I have any of the other songs. Here we go. I'll be doing the wrong one right when the right one comes along. Maybe tonight, well, I might find one who can turn me around. Till that day, I'll be doing wrong one right day after day. Last night down by the local bar, what could feel no pain? In walked a gal, give me a wink, man. I'm thinking now my luck has changed. I woke up, I was tired of the bed, man. My head was pounding with pain. I don't know what happened last night, Just gotta say, wrong one right. When the right one comes along, maybe tonight, well, I might find the one who can turn me around. Till that day, I'll be doing the wrong one right. Day after day. Well, last week down by the Tasty Freeze, I met someone. She was so sweet, I began to think that she just might be the one. She broke out with some change, and I just had to run. Guess I'll be doing the wrong one right. Day that I'm done, I keep doing the wrong one right. When the right one comes along, maybe tonight, so I might find the one who can turn me around. Till that day, I'll be doing the wrong one right. Day after day, I'm doing the wrong one right. Day after day. All right.
There was an original one for you, Suze. You know,
Hey, thank you.
this morning I did pop into your live briefly, and I'm like, oh, I need to listen real quick. And I was trying to get dressed and get going for the morning. And
Yeah.
I just came in when you must have been having a coughing fit.
Oh,
And
yeah.
and I'm like, oh my goodness, I hope he's okay. And I'm like, well, if he can't, I get it. I have my issues, so I totally understand that.
Yeah.
And
I actually have COPD,
I
but
get you. I get you.
yeah. So I treat it the way that I treat it is I sing all the time.
Oh, that's
So
good.
I exercise my lungs a lot. And
Yeah.
occasionally with the pollen, we live in the woods. I
Oh,
mean,
I get it.
it's
Yeah.
a
This
country
time of the
rural
year is
area,
hard. Yeah.
and the pollen is terrible, and
Uh-huh.
you'll start getting the sinus drainage and stuff, and
Uh-huh.
you'll be
Uh,
sniffling around like it's the
yep.
middle of the winter time.
I know.
But anyway,
Yeah.
that's all it was this
Yeah,
morning.
and I thought, I hope that's just what it is. And I was telling Little Ironhead, I said, well, hopefully he'll get whatever he came back. It's just like what I do, like
Yeah,
I'll have a fit. Like we were at a doctor's office yesterday. She has a boot on her foot for people that don't know, and
mhm.
well, she was at the doctor. And the minute he walked in, I started coughing, and I'm like, oh, and why do I need to do that? No, I don't have any other. It's just me. I'm the problem. It's me.
We never know what might trigger
No,
something like
you,
that.
you never know when a trigger does it. So yeah, I get it.
Uh, I
So
had uh, I had something come up yesterday, and I just out of the blue, it's like I just
mhm,
sniffed a bunch of pepper, and my
right?
sinus was on fire. And when I sneeze, you better get out of the room because I mean it's like Grandpa sneeze. I call it extracting demons.
Yeah, yeah,
All right.
definitely. Okay, well, I just had to put that in there because I'm like, oh no, I hope he's okay. But anyway,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Sue says, bless you. Yeah, it is a burden. It's all about management. And
Hmm.
the more I found, the more I fight it, the worse it gets. So as long as you just go with it, and
Yeah, it's
that's the way
kind
it
of
is.
kind of one of the things you just deal with when
You
it
deal
comes
with
from.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I totally get it.
I see
Uh,
Miss Jody and Mr.
well, let's
Holdsworth's
not
in the
ignore the
house.
chat. And I usually let the chat have a chance to ask some questions as well.
Oh, okay. All right.
I always have to throw in it if they're appropriate
If they're
because
appropriate, okay.
every once in a while, but everybody here today's well behaved. So, well, I think I saw
Yes.
one got blocked or muted or whatever. But, hey, Lucky's here. She says, hi, Bob.
Hello,
Lucky's in the
Lucky. How
house.
are you today?
Lucky's in the house. So, if you have a question for Bob and put it up there, I know it takes a couple seconds. Jody
Yeah.
said,
Yeah.
Jody, I'm going to approve that comment. I'm an inappropriate joking, LOL. Yeah. I say that because, it only takes one or two to kind of
Yes,
you
yeah.
know, you know.
Miss Jody is a friend from Facebook. I've known her for quite a while now, and we have just it's just sometimes, and it's really weird. And this is the thing that we talked about the other day. Uh, you meet somebody even on the internet, and you've never met them face to face, but you
Mhm.
do feel a connection, if you will, in the fact that it's like I just know that person's heart.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then they feel that back, so that makes a special kind of friendship, and that's just something that only our generation right here and right now is experiencing
Mhm.
because this has never been like this before, where you
Yeah.
can actually meet somebody, and become friends with them without ever
Without
physically
ever
meeting.
physically meeting them.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Mhm.
It's awesome. Carl had a question for us, and he's going to be our guest next week. He wanted to know
Okay.
what kind of guitar you're playing.
Oh, okay. This is an Ibanez.
Okay. Oh, okay.
This is one that I bought online, and this is the first Ibanez I think I ever owned, and I
Uh-huh.
think I've got three. I think I've had four since then, but this is the first one, and I bought this from another musician. And
Uh-huh.
it's something. Sometimes things just happen, and you wind up getting a guitar. I questioned about it, and the guy who he lived in Columbia, the neighboring town over here,
Uh-huh.
and he took time to make a little short video of him playing it. And he said, "Man, you really need this guitar." So that got me curious. I went and looked at it and I got it. And it's like, I call it the magic guitar.
The magic guitar. So
The
that's your name
magic
for it,
guitar.
magic guitar. It
Yeah.
says it is a beautiful guitar. I'm finding that a lot of musicians name their instruments. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
and Carl says it's beautiful. Yeah.
that's just something kind of new. I do have other guitars. They're all hanging behind me back here. I think you can see I have an old Oscar Schmidt that my brother Tom bought for me about 25, 30 years ago that hangs up there. I don't play it a lot, but it's always up there and ready. Then I've got the Taylor that I played on Grand Ole Opry when I played the opera. So every one of them seems to have a little bit of a story. I got another one I bought from a guy who was heading to Australia out of Nashville. And he had to leave. He was leaving the next day. He said, "I'll take $100 for it." And okay, sure. So we got all kinds of guitars, and every one has a story.
Oh,
So,
Southern Kelly has a question. How long have you kept that beautiful beard?
well, you're going to get me teared up now because I grew this beard out probably about 5 years ago. When I had it out, it was longer than this. And my son passed away 2 years ago, and I took
Oh,
it all off. Uh,
oh,
in that, oh man, uh, it still hardens for me to talk about my son. Sorry.
oh, I'm so sorry.
No, that's all right. That's all right. But it's been growing for 2 years. Two
Oh,
years.
2 years, 2 years. It's a
Yeah.
beautiful. I agree with Kelly. It brings such character. It is beautiful. Yeah,
Well, thank you so much.
yeah.
I apologize.
Oh, she
I have.
says I'm sorry. We didn't know that would be a trigger. So let's not get him
Oh, yeah.
emotional.
Well,
He'll have a
that's the
coughing fit.
thing about triggers. We never know what they are doing.
Right? I know. And getting emotional does that'll set me off
Yeah,
too. So I have to, yeah, take it down when I'm like, okay, you know,
I got you.
I know. Yeah, anything can get me into a fit and start coughing. And I've been pretty good by doing the show. So I understand what you say by doing shows. It makes
Yeah.
you, you know,
Hmm.
it's like I gotta be show worthy. I can't be coughing right now or wheezing.
Well,
So
yeah, yeah. The coughing bit, I had to get my inhaler, and it took me
oh,
just a minute,
I
but
have them
I
too.
got pulled over it. Yeah. Miss
I
Jody in the house.
maintenance
I just,
meds.
I'm saying Miss Kathy's in the house here with us.
I
You can say,
saw that, Kathy. Welcome in. But I don't hear you today, and that's what I'm
Yeah.
missing. Oh, now I do. Hi,
yeah,
Kathy. Can you tell the
Hey,
chat
how
hello?
you doing?
That's Kathy. So behind
yeah.
every good man, there's a good woman, right?
That's
You
right.
got you
That's
got to
right.
have a
That's right.
woman to keep. Yeah, there you go.
There,
So
that's 100% for sure.
yeah,
Uh,
you got to have an
every,
executive producer of the show. So it's Kathy. Kathy's in the background, everyone. So
yes.
thank
Mhm.
you, Kathy.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
for
you for
All
that.
having
right.
me.
Oh, thank you for being here, and thank you for allowing him to be on and keeping things going. I do
Yeah,
appreciate that.
yeah. Well, like I said, this kind of what we're doing here, the thing that we're doing, just kind of happened by accident, and I didn't want to be sitting down here in the room and her in the other room in the house for 2 hours at a time,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
not interact, not involved. So I thought, well, maybe let me ask her if she wants to get involved in it, and then she decided it was fun too, so she started enjoying it.
Oh
Correct.
yeah, I love
love
when she's in
paper.
the background. I hear her and she'll say so and so's in the house and she'll read
Hmm.
comments. Yeah, it just like I said, it just makes you feel very well. You're very welcome to the show. And hey,
Yeah.
Bert's here. Hi, Bert.
Little Iron said that Kathy, you needed a raise, is what she said.
Yeah,
Thank you. I appreciate that. I love people. I love talking to people, and I've always been around a lot of people. So, my dad was a businessman, so that kind of helps me out a lot. Of course, Bob was a businessman too, so he likes to talk to people, and
Yeah, I've never had a problem intermingling and talking with
shooting
people.
the breeze
we
is
we
easy, huh?
enjoy it. It's
I'm sorry,
we
I can't
we
hear.
feel like they're family more than any. All y'all are family more than anything. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
not friends, but family. So
Well,
we appreciate it.
speaking of friends and family, I'm going to ask Bob, would you please play my favorite song that you do?
Okay, I think I
Stuck
know what
on
it
You.
is.
You know which one it is. Here you go, everybody. You need to hear it live.
Stuck on you, got a feeling down deep in my soul. I can't wait. Guess I'm on my way. I needed a friend, and the way I feel about you, I'll be with you till the end. Guess I'm on my way. Mighty glad you stayed. Stuck on you, been a fool too long. I guess it's time to come on home. Guess I'm on my way. And it's so hard to see why a woman like you would wait around for a man like me. Yes, I'm on my way. Mighty glad you stayed. And I'm leaving on that midnight train tomorrow. And I know just where I'm going. And I packed up my troubles, I've thrown them all away. This time, little darling, I'm coming home to stay. Stuck on you, got a feeling down deep in my soul. I can't lose. Guess I'm on my way. Mighty glad you stayed. Mighty glad you stayed.
Yes, 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 yes. Thank you so much for that. I love
Thank
that
you.
song. And there
I've got
was
to
a
give me
comment.
some of those. I got to give me some of those effects for my show.
Yes, you do. We should talk about that next. Hold on just a second here. I got to scroll back. Josh Clark made a comment. One thing
Okay.
that should be emphasized with Bob is that he takes a song and makes it his own. He sure does. And that is true. That is so true. And I was saying that at the beginning of the show. I was trying to play it off the TikTok because it wasn't record. I'm like, okay, I'm going to see if he'll play. I've never done that before. And I'm like, I love this song because if you remember it from the 80s, Lionel Richie did it, and I remember it
Yes.
the first time around, but you sing it in such a way that it's like, I know that song from somewhere. And then you realize, oh, that's who sang that? Oh, yeah, Lionel Richie sang. you forget who the original artist was. When you can take a song and make it your own and you cover it and you make it sound like you and you forget about who originally sang it, you've made an accomplishment. And I got to give it up to you, Bob. That is I love that song.
Thank you.
I
Thank you.
do. I do. I totally do. And I just want to put that out there. So anyway, now
Look at that.
they've all applauded and the emotes back to squirrel. That's one of my emotes down there, squirrel, because I tend to go, I forget, and then it's like, oh yeah, squirrel reboot. Those are emotes, and if you subscribe to Chat and Chill, you have access to those.
Oh, okay.
And you have access to those. So any host can make those emotes. You can personalize them to your show. Oh, thank you so much, Lucky.
Oh, okay.
You can personalize them to your show, and then your subscribers, your people who come back all the time that do it, can then use them in your chat, and they're bigger, and people can see them. Yeah, and you can customize them. So, like, I was at Coulomb, if he's still driving down there. I was at his live last night, and he had he loves Pink Floyd. So M, who's I borrowed his moderator, M. She's in the house. She designed my Chat Chill logo. She's designed Cool's as well, and she did the Pink Floyd one. And I'm like, ooh, that's cool. And it looks so cool down in the chat. And I'm like, yeah, I know who she's been designing for lately. I know, I get it, right? Yeah. But anyway, yeah, so that's something to look into, especially if you do a show twice a day and you have people who come back. They may want to do that. They may want those emotes, those pictures down there, and then it'll go at the top and it'll say, how many subscribers you have. I don't have a ton because, well, we're kind of a small show. We haven't been doing this long, but I didn't design the Pink Floyd.
Why did you,
you adjusted it.
Curious, why did you start a whole nother account just for the show?
Well, I'll tell you that there's a story behind that. So I started the Chat and Chill as a separate account because when I first started, I was with other people and then we broke off. But I was always afraid I'd get bananaed somehow, or banned. And I'm like, if I have that as a separate account, then if something would happen, I could always use my main account, my Ironhead account. And if something happened, I could use that one. So that's how that, and now Chat and Chill has kind of been its own thing. So now I made a backup for Ironhead.
Okay, all right. See, I didn't know when I started going live, I just used my regular account. That's the only one I have is the one account. Kathy has an account too, but she doesn't. She keeps hers on private, so she can't go live. So she doesn't have to go live. And I think we could fix that probably in 2 days if she wanted to, but that's the decision she has to make.
Oh yeah, about Little Ironhead did that in a couple days. Yes.
Yeah. It's different than what. Yeah. I built. And I gotta say, I've got like some 15,500 followers. I don't really have that many followers. I call them friends, not followers.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm about maxed out to my limit. I've been at 10,000 and then it drops down. It's dropped as many as 40 people at a time. And I'm like, well, where did they go? And I'll fill it back up and then it'll drop back again. But that's fine because I think they're probably just removing some dead accounts, which was people's accounts. But occasionally they'll kick out somebody that I was following, and I'll be like, I know I was following them.
Yeah, right. I get what you're saying. Or people you don't see forever, and you're like, and then all at once you see them, I'm like, where have you been? Hello?
Exactly. And you go back and look at their page, and they've been posting right along.
Oh, they've been posting. I call that TikTok amnesia because you forget about them. It's like, oh, there's somebody I'm missing. Who am I missing? And then it's like they pop up, months. And you're like, yeah, that's who I've been missing because you can't remember all the names.
Right. Well, oh yeah, and it's not real names. Part of the time, they're user handles.
Yeah, like Ironhead is a nickname. So
And we've had some people that's come in my life that's saying that TikTok's actually changing their name, and I'm like, wow, yeah. I've had several that come in there and they'll have some it'll be some, slogan type name or something, or not a real name. And all of a sudden they'll be back in and they'll say, yeah, I'm so and so. I was already here. They just changed my name. And I'm
Oh, okay.
okay.
Kelly, Southern Indiana Life down here said, Chat and Chill is also on Discord. Yes, I tend to forget that. Thank you for putting that in
Okay.
there. I do have a Discord. It's small, but and on Discord, I found that I can make announcements and post stuff to people if they follow me there and communicate outside of TikTok. Because sometimes DMing and all, you can, like, I found that like, if you have several people you want to give the same message to,
Yeah.
you can't do that. You can only DM one person at a time. And I'm like,
Oh,
that's kind
okay.
of awkward. Like Discord, I can set up a group and go, okay, who's modding today? Or, hey, don't miss the show. And,
I got
and
you.
I can
I
send
got
it to a whole bunch at one time if they're in the Discord. So
you. Okay.
if you want to follow Chat and Chill Discord, the link is in my bio. I think it is up to date. Every so often it expires. If it
Yeah.
doesn't work, just let me know and I'll fix it because,
Okay.
squirrel.
All right.
Yeah. But yeah, Bob, do you have a Discord then?
No, I don't.
You don't.
I've
Okay.
got Facebook, and I have a band page on Facebook called the Bob
Okay.
Becker Band.
Okay.
And
So you're on Facebook too. That's another question. Like, what platforms can you be found on other than
yeah,
teaching?
that and in Instagram, although I don't do a lot on
I don't
Instagram.
either. I have it, but I don't really do anything.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's kind of. I'll go through it just to check every now and then to see if
every
somebody
once in a
said.
while something pops up and I'll go look at it and go, okay.
Right,
But yeah,
right.
I'm not faithful on it like I should be. But it's hard to keep up with multiple. Oh, Little Ironhead put the new emote. That's my new one I put in the other day
Oh,
just for giggles.
okay. I see. You got the.
That's my dog Tabitha. She's a geriatric Pomeranian who thinks she runs the house.
Oh yeah, I
Yes.
know how little dogs.
And
I
then
have Chihuahuas.
the white dog down there, I added Frank too because you can't do one without the other. The golden
Okay.
down there, that's her dog, Franklin, and he always wants to go outside, and he's usually barking all the time. So is that the cute little Ironhead that he wants to go outside? He's barking right now because they're upstairs. I'm like, nope, no dogs down here with me because they'll interrupt the show. We
Yeah,
discovered that the hard way one day. I'm like, oh, there they
yeah.
go.
Ours will come in and join in every now and then. There's a gate between us, and they're up in this other part of the house. But they will come to the gate, and they'll sit right there at the gate. And they know I start all my shows and I end all my shows with Twinkle Twinkle Lucky Star. And when I hit Twinkle Twinkle Lucky Star, they'll start barking.
Oh, they
Know
know
the
it's
show.
time. Oh,
They
okay. They know it's
they know
time.
the song. They'll know that's the end of the show, and they come running to the gate and sit there and wait for me to open the gate where they can run down here, turn around, and run back out real fast.
Good question, Kelly. What is his all-time favorite song to play?
Oh, probably one that I've been playing the longest would be Mr. Bojangles.
Oh,
I
yes,
really
you
love
do.
doing
You
that
do sing
song.
that one. Yes, so that's
And
your favorite one.
and I guess maybe my heroes have always been cowboys. But
Hmm.
I come up with some new. I say new songs. I'll hear an old song that rings a bell from when I was 15, 16 years old, and then I'll say I got to do that song, and I'll get started doing it, and I already know it because it's already registered in my brain. From years ago when I was even back before I was playing the guitar, the words were racking up in there, if you will.
Hmm.
The reason I have such a um, large amount of country songs is I was forced to watch Hee Haw every Friday
Oh, me
night during
too.
my childhood. Yeah, and you don't
Yeah.
realize it.
Yeah.
Those songs are getting imprinted in your brain.
Yeah, they're there. Minnie Pearl and the whole, Grandpa Jones and the whole. Yeah, oh yeah, I had to watch that every Saturday.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
now, being you brought up Minnie Pearl, this is Minnie Pearl's hometown that I live in here,
Oh, really?
Centerville. Yes,
Well,
Interesting.
howdy. Yeah.
Interesting fact, my son actually bought the place that Minnie Pearl grew up on, and his house
Really?
is sitting on. Yes,
Oh
it's a
my.
little place called Colleytown, and it's just right off the square in Centerville.
That was her
Wow.
maiden name, Colin.
Yeah, that was actually her maiden name. They named the town after her family, Colley, because
Really?
her name was Colley. Her maiden name was.
I did not know that. I
Yeah,
always loved Minnie Pearl because she was a hoot, and the tag falling
yeah.
on her hat, and oh yeah, Yeah.
And she would actually, when I was in high school, she would actually show up at the high school at the auditorium and do a little quick do a little quick hee haw set or something or other there
Uh-huh.
for the people, which was always good. Um,
Yeah, he was a great family show. Yes, it was Old Fart, definitely.
mhm,
That was back in the days where you might have one TV in the house and, whatever
mhm.
dad wanted to watch, that's what you watched.
One,
So
two,
I
three,
watched
three
a lot of
channels.
hee-haw. Yeah, back in the day. But, when I went there, oh, it's been well, Little Ironhead was a kid. We went and did the tour of the Grand Ole Opry and all that stuff. And I remember in the gift shop buying a fan that was like, it's a mini pearl fan with a tag on it. And I had to take it to my grandmother because she loved it.
Yeah, Kathy actually had one of those on the refrigerator at
Yeah,
her house. Mini
yeah,
Pearl fan.
yeah, mini
All
pearl
right.
fan. Yeah, yeah. So you know what I'm talking about. Yeah,
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know exactly
definitely.
what you're talking about.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I listened to that.
Well,
I listened. Hee
did you
haw.
tell her about the brass figure that's
Oh yeah,
great?
there's a brass mini pearl statue that's sitting on the park bench on the square here in
Oh,
Centerville.
to
You can,
commemorate. Yes,
yeah,
yes, in
you
honor
can
of her. Oh, that's cool.
sit down next to it, and get your picture took with it.
Oh, that's sweet. That's sweet.
Mhm.
Well, I'm looking at the time. We're winding down. We've done
Okay,
an original song. You've done my favorite song, but could you possibly do one more for us?
I sure could. I sure could.
What?
I'm
And
gonna do an
your pick. Your pick.
Okay, I'm gonna do an Alabama song. This is
Okay.
a song that goes all the way back to when I was a teenager, and that's gonna be 50 years plus. So. But here you go. This is just one that just like I was saying a while ago, I will hear somebody will do a video of one of these older songs, and I'll say it'll trigger something. I got to learn that song. So
Yeah.
I'll look it up, and this is what we come up with. So here we go. We're going to do, well, you'll know what it is, Alabama. Whisper to me softly, speak words on my skin. No one's here listening. Please don't say goodbye. Just hold me close, love me. Press your lips to mine. Ooh, feels right, feels so right. Lying here beside you, I hear the echoes of your sigh. Promise me you'll stay with me, keep me warm tonight. Just hold me close, love me. Give my heart a smile. Ooh, feels right, feels right. Your body feels so gentle as my passions rising high. You're loving me so easy, and your wish my command. Just hold me close and love me. Promise this won't end. Feels right, feels right, feels right.
Wow. Uh, Southern just put up, thanks for bringing him in, Ironhead. Well, you're welcome. Uh, if you like what you're hearing, I'll make sure I got my mic up. If you like what you're hearing, oh, the applause is coming in now. Thank you. If you like this, please follow Bob Lambert right now so you can get notifications when he's going live and go to his live. I am not making this up. It is an experience. if you enjoy this, you just like people just, having, just talking and just playing whatever and feeling that chill you need. Maybe you've had a stressful day and you just like, I just need a chill vibe. That's a live to go to. I need somebody to kind of make me feel okay. Just like when I told about the storm one morning, I'm like, it made me feel okay, it made me feel like it's going to be all right. So definitely check out Bob Lambert. Follow him right now so that you can have music is healing. Definitely, Little Ironhead. Music is healing.
Yes, yes. Thank you so
Definitely.
much.
Well, thank
I
you.
really appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you, Larry. Larry's got the dogs. There's Tabitha and Franklin. Yes, they're down there. Yes, I put them in there. Yeah. Because the dogs usually interrupt the show a lot, and I'll go,
Oh,
oh,
okay.
there's the dogs again. So that's why I
Yeah,
put them in there.
we go through that here on this end too. We have one Walter who loves to sing along.
Oh my goodness. Now there's one story before you go. We got about 4 minutes now. There's one story that it was talking about when you met Johnny Cash that
Oh,
you've told a couple times now, I've heard. And I don't know, maybe if you don't if you can, right now, it's
oh yeah,
fine.
I can get it in real quick.
Okay.
You know,
Otherwise
it
they
was
can go live.
yeah, it was back in 1977, which goes on back a few years now.
Yeah.
But the reason I keep up with that is I knew who was a baby at the time, which one of my children was a baby. But in 1977, my wife loved to do macrame. The little tying the knots and all that stuff. She loved that stuff. So we were down on a Saturday morning down at the craft store buying her supplies for her macrame, and I looked up and lo and behold, there stood Johnny Cash, and they're just big as a moon. Now he wasn't in the stage clothes, so he didn't look like you would expect Johnny Cash would. Now keep in mind at the time, I was like 21 years old. I was a rock and roller. I mean, I was dead up rock and roller. I did not even like country music. And Johnny Cash, I didn't think was a big deal, but I knew my wife. I knew how she was. She loved Johnny. She loved country music. So I nudged her and I said, Sandra, there's Johnny Cash standing up there. And I mean, just as nonchalant, she just glanced up and she said, oh, it is not. And went right back to what she was doing. Just ignored me. And I thought, well, wait a minute now, I'm not wrong. Let me double check. And just about time I looked back around over there to see him, he stepped up the counter. And I can't remember what he said, but it might as well have been, hello, I'm Johnny Cash. Because she liked to knock me down getting past me to get up there. The poor man had two big bags full of that stuff that he had bought from Miss June. And he was
Mm-hmm.
trying to get out the front door. But Sandra wasn't having that. She was jumping up and down in front. You could just imagine. You can see it. Oh, Mr. Cash, I just love your music. Can I have your autograph? And he calmly just looked over his bags and he looked down at her and he said, ma'am, if you'll let me lay my bags down, I'll get you an autograph. And as she come to her senses, but it was it's such a memory. Memories are wonderful, and they're easy to tell these stories because it's the truth. It's what happened.
Mm-hmm.
All we got to do is just open our mind up and repeat
Wow.
what happened. But it was really good. I got to shake his hand because I just didn't really want to bother the man much after all that. She
Mm-hmm.
done put him through enough.
Wow. I've heard you tell that story now a couple times, and every time I hear it, I just, I love it because, yeah, you do discover that people that we think are famous, like, hello, I'm Johnny Cash. I can't go down that
Yeah.
line. Hello, I'm Johnny Cash. They're average people. Well, I mean,
Yes,
there's
yeah,
cast now. They're
that was a
just
point
like
that I
everybody
made.
else.
I've met a lot of people, and I don't want to go into
Yeah.
names of bragging, but I've met
Right.
a lot, and the majority of them, in fact, everyone that I've met has just been this nice, open-hearted, and just genuine person. And I'll name a few: Tom T. Hall. Um,
Uh huh.
I met Tom T. I did an audition on his studio for him.
Really?
And yeah, and I got to spend about 2 weeks with Tom P. And it was just a pleasure just to talk to the man. What happened was I do carpenter work. I used to do carpenter work,
Uh huh.
and a lot of the people that are in country music, they don't want to deal with a lot of crazy people jumping up and down asking for their autograph, if you will. So if somebody in the country music circle finds somebody that does good work,
Mm-hmm.
they will recommend them. And you that way, that's how I wound up meeting so many people in church music.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, it was good. I
Definitely.
know
That's cool.
you're running out of time, and I will yak on and on. I'm terrible about that.
Oh, it's fine. I found this out here. You're talking about meeting them in the real world. I've
Hmm.
met people here in the virtual world on TikTok. And then when I first meet them, I think they're just, just average people, and I'm like, oh, they're really, oh my, and
Yeah,
it's like, but no, they're just like everyone else,
right,
and
right.
it's
They
okay.
are.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
it kind of got me when TikTok started doing the certify.
Hmm.
The little
Yeah.
check mark certify thing,
Right.
and
Right.
it was everything. And some girl contacted me, and she says, "Well, if you're famous, why aren't you certified? Why don't you have a check mark?" And I said, "Lady, I never said I was famous. That's your
Oh,
assumption. I'm sorry." I mean, like, I never did really understand what it was. I think it was just certifying that you're really you, you
yeah.
know.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I
I
didn't
don't
think,
have a blue check mark
I,
either. No.
yeah, I didn't think that it was that big a deal. But she said, "Well, if you're famous, why didn't you?" And I thought that was kind of funny because, lady, I never said I was famous. I never said that.
Oh my.
Okay.
Well, I'm looking at the time. I got to put a laugh in there for it. I'm looking at the time. I know we got to go. I've
Okay.
enjoyed this immensely, Bob, talking with
Well,
you.
thank you.
It's one thing to be down in the chat and it's hard to type it in a little bit, but to actually
Right.
have a conversation, it's so cool. And Kathy, thank you for being in the background. I
Thank you.
appreciate
I
I
appreciate you having
appreciate
me.
you as well for being here and being supportive. I think the chat is appreciative. I've saw many compliments down here in the chat when I can read it. They're like, thank you for bringing you here. And so I'm
Well,
telling
thank
you,
you.
people, one last time, follow this guy right here, Bob Lambert, so you can go to his lives. They are awesome. So
All
on
right.
that note, I'm gonna play the jingle out for everybody so they know that's time to go. Just like your
Okay.
dogs know that Twinkle Twinkle is time to go on
Right.
your show. Yeah, this is yeah. I think my dogs are learning this as well. Here we go,
Thank you.
everybody.
Thank
Thank
you
you so
so
much.
very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The jingle, we play the jingle out, and then I give a couple seconds of the next song so people can say their byes.
Okay.
Because they want to do that. And I agree.
That's one of the things that I found is being, and you may not do this, I don't, is go back and review comments after you close the line. I don't think you
It's
can,
you,
can
you
you?
can't. No, you can get
Yeah.
replays. I'll
Yeah,
go
you can
back and
get the
look at the
replays
replays, but
live,
the comments
but
aren't
not,
there.
right, yeah.
You'd have to
I
screen
like
record.
to try to answer everybody, but when the comments are rolling by, you just can't keep up.
I can't keep up, and I tell people that. I'm sorry if I missed it. But
Right, right.
sometimes, will Bob be back? Is a good question. Yes. Will
Um,
Bob, will you be willing to come back in another time?
sure. Just give me a
Okay.
holler whenever you want to.
Okay.
I
So
love this. This was
we have
just
our repeating guests. Absolutely.
had a great time. Thank you.
Yes, we've had a great time. And don't forget to check out Chat and Chill next week. Our guests are, you know who's going to be my guest? My Justin Bieber, a.k.a. Robin Hinkle. I say that because he's been on now. This will be his fourth time on the show.
All right.
So he's trying to break the Justin Bieber Timberlake record. So
Okay. All right.
they were on
Well,
Ellen. They both were on Ellen for a number of times. So it was
okay.
kind of a joke.
All
But
right.
anyway,
Well, this is
Robin Hinkle. Robin Hinkle will
this,
be Tuesday, and Thursday will be Carl. He's down the chat.
all right. I'm going to back out of here, and I'm not sure how to do it other than maybe hit the X
Oh,
up.
I'm gonna end it. I'll do a countdown. Here we go. I'm just gonna end
Okay.
that
All right.
live. And guess what? I think it kicks you out. Because
Okay.
it
All right. Good.
kicks my iPad
Good.
out. So we'll do this. Here we go. Are you ready, everybody? We're gonna do the countdown. Here we go. We're gonna say goodbye. In 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Everybody have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're at.